backup camera. It'll strap in right here. I'm just going to drill a little hole behind where the cable comes back from. See if I can see that a bit better. So it comes right back behind the camera, so that's basically just going to slip right behind the license plate back cover. And then the wiring's going to have to go through the door, up through this rubber thing, which is next to impossible to get through, but I have an idea. And then it'll come back here and attach to the cable, which I have running all the way up to the front. And how I'm going to get the wire through this, since it's just this flimsy but bulky front edge, is what I did is took off the headlight, or the rear tail light here, and I actually ran this weed eater cord down through. So then what I just have to do now is, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, just pull it down through there. I got it almost to the bottom in there. You can just barely see it, and then I'll just pull that through. So I'm just going to pull this through, and then hopefully I should be able to tape that piece for the sensor, or for the camera, to that and pull it through. Let's try it. And then tape this to the actual wire, making sure to overlap down here as well, so you get some extra pull at the base point. It just gives you a little bit extra leverage to pull through there. Now let's pull it through. And there you go. And it's all through there, looks good. Now I just run it back behind here. And then should be able to grab it and pull it through on this side. And then I'll just have to connect this cable here, and then run it to this cable. Next, to power the camera, you do need to run your positive to your reverse positive, which is this black cable with the pink. You can run it up front by the dash, but there's so much wiring up there, I figured this would be easier, and there's space to do it, and I just put a little ground in right here to complete that circuit. So this is pretty much good to test. So I wanted to go into a little more detail with the wiring. I apologize, in the video it's not super clear, and back at that time I wasn't great at capturing the essence of the project. So in this instance, you're coming from the rear view camera, and there's a rear camera connection harness, and that goes to the output point, which is going to be where the RCA video cable comes out, and that will be connected with the RCA video cable that goes up to the receiver and is input into the rear cam video input. You can reference your manual for which one that is. Second, in this particular model, this AudioVox, the cable that it came with here also has a positive cable that runs the length of the RCA video cable all the way up to the receiver. So what that's going to do is you're going to be sending your positive charge up through this wire to the receiver, where you will also connect basically what it is the reverse signal indicator. So when you put the car in reverse, it sends the signal up, the receiver knows it's in reverse, and therefore it switches to the reverse cam video input. Now, how you're going to get that charge there is you will have to tap into the reverse light wire, which in this case is a black with a pink stripe, I opened up the back tail light on the right hand side and found this wire that went to the reverse light bulb. Now what you'll want to do is you want to splice that wire and connect a runner wire up to the wire nut that is going to also connect to your rear camera positive input to power the camera, as well as to that signal input for the receiver. Second and lastly, you're going to want to run that ground cable, and the easiest way I found that, as you've seen in the video, is just clean out a spot back on the inside compartment, scrape that down, make sure there's no paint, grease, grime, anything like that, and you can screw that directly into the chassis, and that will serve as your ground. So now it's ready to tighten up everything, put the boot back on, and like I said, I'll also have a video following up with this one on a much more advanced system that will include a way that you can turn on your receiver and the rear view camera without ever actually having to turn on your vehicle. Just got to put this rubber grommet back in here, just stuff it in there, get it to that ridge, there you go.